Hi, I'm John Hood. I'm the author of a series of historical fantasy novels called The Folklore Cycle. The first book of the series, Mountain Folk, came out last year. The second book in the series is called Forest Folk, and it'll be out soon. This is the fourth in a series of videos we prepared to give you an advanced look at the world of forest folk. Much of my first novel takes place during the Revolutionary War. This new book, Forest Folk, takes the story and several key characters into the early 1800s. That means it depicts a military conflict as well, the often overlooked but fascinating War of 1812. Some people call it the Second War for American Independence. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. Still, the War of 1812 did help to create the United States as we know it today, at the expense not of the British really, but of British allied Indian tribes in the southeast and along the Great Lakes. Indeed, perhaps the most consequential battles were fought between American forces and British forces not on land, but on water. I'm speaking to you from Norfolk, Virginia. Behind me is Fort Norfolk, built of brick and stone just a couple of years before the start of the War of 1812. Norfolk is the setting for several key scenes in Forest Folk. For example, Chapter 10 begins with a dinner party at the home of a prominent Norfolk merchant and politician. In attendance are Stephen Decatur and William Crane, both made national heroes years earlier by their exploits against the Barbary pirates. Also present at that party in Norfolk is Will Crane's brother Ben, a tall, thin, rather anxious lieutenant who has yet to be tested in battle and fears that his courage will fail him if war comes. Now, all three of these characters from Forest Folk are real-life people, and all three of them actually fought in the War of 1812. Of course, Forest Folk isn't a textbook. It's historical fantasy. So while the real Ben Crane had a long but not especially notable military career, my Ben Crane has a decisive role to play in America's victory, plus stringy hair, a long neck, and really big ears. For example, my Mr. Crane is on hand for the pivotal Battle of Lake Erie on September 10, 1813. That's where another naval hero, Oliver Hazard Perry, led the American fleet to victory over Britain's Lake Squadron. That's also where Perry scribbled these famous words on the back of an envelope: "We have met the enemy, and they are ours. 2 ships, 2 brigs, 1 schooner, and 1 sloop." Perry's victory cut Britain's supply line to their forces occupying Michigan, which included the Shawnee chief Tecumseh and hundreds of warriors from his confederacy. Tecumseh and his British allies were forced to retreat into Canada, where they met defeat at the hands of an American army led by future President William Henry Harrison and by Isaac Shelby, who was one of the main characters of my first novel, Mountain Folk. Another character from my previous book, Dela, the Water Maiden, then encounters Mr. Crane at a naval station in Sackett's Harbor, New York. Together, the two trace the shoreline of Lake Ontario down to Oswego, chasing rumors about a mysterious flying creature. In real life, Crane became the commander of Fort Monroe, just over the water from Norfolk at the end of the Virginia Peninsula. Known as the Gibraltar of Chesapeake Bay, it was built after the War of 1812 to protect against foreign invasion. But Fort Monroe, the largest stone fort ever built in the United States, turned out to be a key Union stronghold during the Civil War. In future videos, I'll give you even more glimpses into the world of Forest Folk. You can always learn more about the world of Forest Folk for yourself by visiting the website. That's forestfolkbook.com. While there, you can learn how to order the book as a paperback, an ebook, or an audiobook. See you soon!